Welcome once again to the Thrifty Collector. Today we are going to go over my 1988 NASCAR set. This was the first national set that came out for NASCAR. There were some other sets that were kind of hit and miss over the years that had come out. Kind of a weird situation with the way that they did that. Primarily stuff was done in the South. But this is the first one where you could pretty much buy a NASCAR card anywhere in the country. Some of these guys are still signing. There are some that have been deceased, and there are some that are missing in action. I was lucky enough to get one of the guys missing in action, and I'll go over that. But here we go. Let's start off Buddy Arrington. Now, Buddy just passed away, so of course you won't be able to get his card signed. But you might be able to pick a few of them up on eBay if you're trying to do a little bit of this settage that we do. The next guy, of course, is Bobby Allison. Bobby Allison's a great signer. Also sends you a little, card's about 4x6. He'll send you when you send him something to sign. We've got a couple more Bobby Allisons there. And there's another Bobby Allison. Some more Bobby Allison. Not a huge fan of these car cards, but I do like to get them signed here and there. Some more Bobby Allison. Eddie Burschwal is not on this set, so we don't have to worry about him. Phil Barkdahl, I believe he has passed also. There were some people questioning which one of these was his real autograph. If you kind of look at the P's, they're a little bit different. I'll let you take a look at that and you decide. But Phil Barkdahl, like I said, I believe has passed. Eddie Burschwal, which I probably am nowhere close to pronouncing that correctly. As you can tell, good signer still around. Brett Bodine, I remember him when I was a kid. I remember hearing that name, and Jeff Bodine. So I got 2 of one and 3 of the other. Next guy I have, and I got 4 of these cards, is Trevor Boyes. Now he's kind of the guy that's missing in action. He's kind of an interesting thing there. He was actually from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And I have a friend that's from Alberta, Canada, and I asked him about Trevor Boyes. He had never heard of him, and he said that he's never even heard of any kind of racing event in that area. So kind of interesting that Trevor did. I did get an interesting note. These cards were out for well over a year. And I got a note back from his wife saying that Trevor is not doing well health-wise. Otherwise, he would have liked to have written me back, but she thanked me for writing Trevor. And if you can see the signature, you could tell probably might have been difficult for him to sign that. Next guy is Richard Childress, who is an absolute legend in NASCAR. It's funny how he uses that blue, I don't know if it's a Stedler or what have you, and also has used black Sharpie on some of mine. Rodney Combs. Got 6 of his signed. There's Derek Cope. Got Bill Elliott. I can tell you the one thing about Bill Elliott. If you send him one card, you will get a better signature on that one card. If you send him 2 or 3, you get a very scribbly. So send him 1. Mickey Gibbs. I mean, he looks like a NASCAR driver. Got the sport and the mullet back there. There's some more Mickey Gibbs. Bobby Hinland Jr. Got some more of his. Jimmy Horton. Done pretty good with Jimmy over the years. I like how he went to a red Sharpie on that. Really makes it pop. Got one Ernie Irvin. Got me a Dale Jarrett there and a Dave Marcis, I believe you would pronounce it. I actually wrote to him and told him that Alan Quickie was one of my favorite drivers because he was Polish, and Dave said, hey, I'm Polish too. So, some more Daves. And there's his car. I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. Do the car cards look just as well signed? Jimmy memes. Some more Jimmy memes. Next is Phil Parsons. I believe he was in a very horrific car accident in one of his races, and was able to make a comeback from that. Some more Phil Parsons. Larry Pearson. And like I said, some of these guys are pretty much automatic, and some you just got to kind of cross your fingers for. Now, I've got some of the Richard Petty car cards. I got them signed. I have about 5 of his regular ones on there. You used to be able to pick those up for about $5 delivered on eBay. Now they're about between 20 and 30. So if you can pick up at a show some of the Richard Petty cards, pick them up. Larry Pollard. There's another Larry Pollard. Now I just got some of these Ken Reagan's back. Ken Reagan's son was also a driver. I believe he is now retired. Ken Schrader. That's his car card. Morgan Shepherd. I do remember that name as a kid also. Lake Speed, which is probably one of the coolest names. Got 6 of those. And then Mark Stahl. And his Hat Strickland. I've actually only sent to him once and only had one of his cards. Before I remember, that came back really quick. Brad Teague. Kind of like how he signs that card. He just finds a little tiny area there in the white. Knocks her out. Rusty Wallace. Then you got Darrell Waltrip, Michael Waltrip. There's a couple more Michael Waltrips. Cale Yarborough, who's no longer with us. I believe the one right here actually reads to Stanley. A friend of mine that passed away about 10 years ago. So those are nice to have. Then I just kind of put the ones that I haven't been able to get signed. Here's some Greg Sacks. Some more Dale Jarrett's. Terry Labonte. Sterling Martin. Eddie Bierschweier. I need to just send that out. Phil Parsons, he's a good signer. Dave Pletcher, I believe he's a good signer. I'll send the rest of those out. I got 4. Ken Reagan, just got him back this week. And Rusty Wallace. Some more Rusty. Some Michael Waltrip. Brad Teague, who's a good signer. Mark Martin. And then these are just the Richard Petty's. The Richard Petty deal is he will sign 2 for you a year. And these are nice black, blue Sharpies. He uses this white Stedler, I believe it might be, a lot now. There's another Richard Petty. Buddy Baker, who's passed away. That's real nice. Alan Ginter, Kyle Petty. Another Buddy Baker. Here's some Formula Ones. I really don't understand why Formula One is so popular. I've never known it to be popular in the States. Couldn't even tell you. I think you got, Mario Andretti, AJ Foyt, and Danny Sullivan are the only Formula One guys that I know. This is that McDonald's set that came out. Pretty neat set. Ken Reagan, last time I sent to him, sent me a business card. There's a Mario Andretti. Junior Johnson, I believe he's no longer with us. AJ Foyt. Dave Pearson, who's a NASCAR legend. He was the guy that pretty much went up against Richard Petty all those years. Now, this Bobby Allison card, this is actually something that you would normally pull out of a pack. But Bobby sent me this card. Now, there's no sticker on the back, but it says this autograph is guaranteed by Panini of America. And I believe Panini does do a sticker on the back of their quote-unquote certified pack pulled autographs. And he just sent it to me. And I think it's a great card. Here is this was a set. It was about 8 cards, I believe. And they're old phone cards. If anybody remembers those. Dial 1-800-8TT. And this is a Race Shark set that I do like. Bobby Hamilton, he died of cancer, I believe. I got the Petty signed, and I got the Michael Waltrip signed. And I've never even looked to see how many of these there are of this particular little subset. Well, that's my NASCAR. I hope it gives you a little inspiration to go out there, maybe pick up some of the 88s. The fact that it was the first set, I don't know if it's going to be like the Wrestling All-Star set from the early 80s, but a lot of people do like the nostalgia of the first set, so it's a good set to check out. You can still pick these up fairly cheap. There was a Dale Earnhardt card. Actually, there was a couple. One was of his car. It was a car card. One was of, I want to say, of his tractor trailer that they load everything in. And the other one was actually a picture of him at the winner's circle. Now, they did not put Earnhardt in this set for his own card. They later on, I think a couple years later, they did an autograph version. It looked like one of these cards. And it was numbered and it was autographed. Of course, that card is several $100s. But they did not actually put out a regular Dale card, which is kind of an interesting thing. The Jeff Gordon card, he actually had a card this year, but it was part of a set that you bought. It was a complete set. It's like Racing Heroes or something to that effect. So Gordon's first card was 87, and then it was 88 in that other one. So thanks for letting me share. Check out the cards. If you're looking for a new set to start, you'll never be able to really complete it, but you'll have fun doing it. Very inexpensive. None of these guys charge donations. Some of them are hard to track down, but good luck with everything. Let me know how your collection goes. Thank you once again, and as always, stay thrifty.